Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to tell you all about the amazing Disney cruises. We finally managed to make our trip in February this year. It's a sensational experience, the ships are beautiful, they are exclusive cruises and totally Disney. All that experience that are the characters Mickey, Minnie, the princesses, that are attractions, shows, we are going to show you everything here, explaining how much it costs, which are the ships, what are the cabins, what are the attractions. We'll also talk about Disney's private islands, that they have their own exclusive islands in the Caribbean and those who take the cruise can visit it. Anyway, it's a very cool subject. It was one of the coolest trips we took, so we put together a very complete video to explain everything here for you. So stay tuned, we're going to give you some really quick and useful tips. So guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel because that helps us a lot, and that's it. Buckle up. Well, Disney cruises are not so well known in some countries. Some tourists don't know, but those who have heard about it know that's a different kind of trip. Some tourists are starting to discover it now and getting interested, so we decided to make a very nice video here to show you everything. This video will be more explanatory. We have a video that shows our whole trip there. You can see some scenes here in this video, but there's a video that we show you the whole trip. Take a look at it afterward, it's really cool, but here we will explain everything you need to know and all the important tips about the Disney cruises so you can get an idea of how it works. We are going to focus here on the ones that leave from Cape Canaveral. It's a small town near Orlando. It's 1 hour away and more than 90% of the Disney cruises leave from there. There are a few others around the world in other ports of the United States, but we go, not ports really, well, yeah, I don't know what I said. And everybody who takes this cruise stays in Orlando. You take the car, we got there very quickly. It took us an hour to get there, very easy. We went by car, we rented a car in Orlando, we went there, we parked the car, there's a parking lot there at the port, you get on board. It takes 1 or 2 hours to get on board, and Disney has more than 40 ships, but they are divided into 4 models. There are only 4, Magic and Wonder, that they are a little bit older, that are a little bit smaller, so it's not that they are worse, but if you can prioritize the other 2, which are the Disney Dream, which is the one we cruised on, which we thought was very good, and the Disney Fantasy, those are the 2 biggest and the newest, so they have a little bit more attractions. The ship is a little more beautiful, more modern, but the others are also good and a little bit cheaper, so you have to research the itineraries, everything. But if you prioritize the Disney Fantasy and the Dream, they are completely the best. And the itineraries that are the most interesting for people, the most famous one is the Caribbean itinerary, and there you have several days. There are 3-day cruises, 4-day cruises, 5-day cruises, 6-day cruises, 7-day cruises. There are even 8-day cruises sometimes, but it's very rare. The best sellers are the 4-night ones, which ends up being 5 days. We think it's very nice because if you only get the 3-night package, it ends up being very fast because the first day is practically for boarding, going up, packing your things, and you enjoy the night more just that day, so you already lost 1 day. And on the last day you disembark early in the morning, so it ends up being 2 full days. So try to get the 4-night tour or the 5-night tour because it's sensational and very worthwhile. But the itineraries are usually like this. The most famous is the one that leaves Cape Canaveral. It goes through the Bahamas. You spend a whole day in the Bahamas. The beaches are beautiful, it's a very beautiful place, and then it also stops another day in Castaway Cay, which is Disney private island in the Caribbean. Yes, Disney has their own islands there in the Caribbean. It's closed only for those who are on the cruise. You wake up, look at the window, and the island's already there. You just get off, you get on the bus, and you're already on the beach in the blue sea. And then on the last days, the last full day sailing going back to Orlando, so this 3, 4 or 5 day Caribbean tour is the best seller and it's usually the choice of everybody. Now let's talk about the prices and the cabins. The price is what everybody's most curious to know, so let's go there. We got an important thing, a tip. The price varies a lot according to the time of the year, so research well in several seasons, months, different dates because the price varies a lot. To give you an idea, we got here in the external cabin, which we'll explain in a moment. We searched first in August. This 4-night cruise cruise, it costs $1,400. We have already researched it in April, this same cruise, and it has already gone to $1,091. And in July, in the high season in Orlando, because it's summer, it's the school fairs, they have the fairs there, so July is the worst season of all Orlando, along with December. In July, it already went to $2,000, so it's a lot of difference. In August, $1,400, in April, $1,091, and in July, $2,000. So look how much it varies. Take a look at the seasons that you will be able to save a lot. Yes. And now explaining a little bit about the cabins, people. There are 4 cabins that are inside and outside cabins, which are very similar. The difference is the external one. You have a window outside and you can see the sea. Then a little bit of lighting comes in, so you don't have that feeling of being inside a ship. Those who sometimes have a little bit of claustrophobia, but something a little bit lighter, some discomfort, it's nice to get the external one because you feel a little bit freer. But the internal one is also the same. It's a little bit cheaper, about $50 at most $100, but it's a similar cabin only inside the ship. And then there's an option that we found very nice, the one we stayed in, which is called balcony. It's a room which is a little bit bigger than these two, the inside and outside cabins, but it has a very nice balcony. At night the breeze is very nice, and it's not much. It was about $100 more, so you can get a little bit better and not pay so much more than that. And then there's the suite, which is much more expensive. It's twice the price, which are different rooms. There are very few ships because not many people choose this option because it's much more expensive, but it's also an experience for those who really want something a little more luxurious but with space. But those are the 4 options. And the rooms on the ship, they are small compared to the hotel rooms. It's no use. They're made to be very optimized. You have to store your clothes. There's no point in leaving your suitcase open to get your clothes like we do in hotels, because otherwise we can't walk around the room. So we arrived and we spent a couple of hours to open the suitcase, put everything in the closet, on the shelves, organize everything under the bed, create a little comfort in the room, but nothing different. We thought it was very nice for the experience, for being different experience. Clarinha was even with us. She was 2.5 years old and she liked it very much. It was very nice. For children, everything's fun, everything that's different, and for us it was also a nice experience. We didn't mind too much the size of the room because we thought it was more than enough for us. We could enjoy the entire cruise, we could enjoy all the stops, and we didn't have much time to stay inside the room anyway. And now about the price. If you decide for the 3 nights, it's about $1,400, $1,200 depending on the time of the year. To give you an idea, more or less, the more days you add to the 4 or 5 night itinerary, you add about $400 per day to know more or less the difference. So if you stay 1 day less, it will be about $400 less. If you take an itinerary that has 1 day more, it will be $400 more, just to give you an idea. So we also take this value to try to make a comparison. A lot of people say, wow, the Disney cruise is very expensive. The truth is that it's very expensive for some tourists from certain countries because now there are currencies that are much more devalued than before, and converting them is very expensive. But for them, it's not that expensive. If you think about it, $400 a day on an all-inclusive ship, which is another point. Everything is included except alcoholic beverages, but soft drinks, coffee, ice cream, food all day long, breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything is very good. Everything is of very quality. So $400 to stay in a place that has everything included. If you stay in a hotel in Orlando, you will spend about $40 per person just for lodging, plus about $40 or $50 just for food. In a Disney park today, it costs over $100, so a couple of $150 you would spend it anyway. For you to pay $400 and have this different experience that's very different, very exclusive, we think it's very worthwhile. It's really expensive. There are many people who can't afford it, but comparing it to the Orlando trip, we think it was not that absurd because there are many differentials and there are many nice things. So we think the price is more than fair, but unfortunately for some of us, it's a little bit heavy. We felt a little bit the wave because of our currency. Guys, quickly, any questions you have, travel tips, whenever you want to ask, send us to us and we'll gladly help you. If you want an even easier, add me on Instagram at @Lorenzi and send me a direct message. That'll really help you, and take the advantage and follow us there. We are always traveling around the world trying to show travel tips in a very nice way, and they're routine for little ones that are a blast. And soon we'll be leaving Orlando, so we'll be able to show you the day by day of how it is to live there. The parks will be right there in the park, so there will be a lot of cool content from Orlando and from our trips that we will keep doing around the world. So follow us there and you're gonna love it. Now talking about the food, I told you that everything is included there. It's very nice. First of all, there are several soda, coffee, and juice stations which you can serve yourself and get whenever you want. There is ice cream. The alcoholic drinks you have to pay separately, but it's also very good. We ended up consuming a lot of it because it's very good. They are very capricious. Everything is Disney themed. Everything is Mickey, the cups, straws. It's very nice. There are also dinners at night that are included there, but it's nice because they are separate restaurants, each one with its own theme. When you arrive on the cruise, you receive your card there, and there you go. You have exactly which day you're going to which restaurant. It's very good. There is one that's the main one called animation something. It's the animation, so it shows you all the animation that Walt Disney did with his drawings. There are several TVs around the restaurants that are interacting with each other. The food, the waiters are very friendly. It's very nice. It has the enchanted garden that is the theme of an enchanted garden. It's very beautiful. It has a beautiful fountain in the middle. The decoration is really amazing. We were always staring at things, all enchanted, taking pictures because everything is very neat. And there is the Royal Palace restaurant, which is the one we liked the most, the one Clarinha liked the most, obviously, because it had the princesses theme. So there's a board with all the princesses. Everything is castle themed, so it's very good in terms of food and experience. And speaking of being amazed, one thing that really amazed us were the shows. There is a theater inside, a very beautiful theater, very big, and there are shows every day. They take place at 2 different times because they divide them into 2 groups, because not everyone can fit in a theater all at once, so they divide them into 2 classes. I think it's 6:30 and 8:30 as I remember, and there is a show every day. There was a day that was a comedy show, there was a day that was the Beauty and the Beast show, one day there was a show with all the Disney characters. We were really amazed because it's Broadway level. We have already seen the Broadway show, we have already seen the Cirque du Soleil shows in Las Vegas, which are sensational. They are the top shows in the world with the most effects, with the dancers, with the artists. It's something out of the ordinary, and there they beat Broadway head to head. It's a really good thing. They invest a lot in this, and it's a great experience. You spend the whole day there, you eat, you sit by the pool, and you just wait for the show. Clarinha loved the shows too. Before going in, we always got the popcorn and the Goofy candy. And speaking of attractions, there are 3 very nice pools. One important thing, and I'm talking a lot about the Disney Dream, which was the ship we stayed on, the model we stayed on, but the others are very similar. What difference is one attraction or another, one theme or another, but in general, it's more or less the same. But we are talking about the Disney Dream, which was the one we went on, and generally is the most common, the most sold, but the others are practically the same too. There are some changes, but the dynamics are the same. And the pools, there are 3 very nice pools. Families can stay there by the window so you can watch the sea. There's an adult only pool. The boat has some places for adults only. There's a bar there, and adults only pool for those who want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the kids. And there's something very cool, the aqueduct. It was elected one of the coolest attractions in the world. It's a water slide that they call an aquatic roller coaster that goes all around the ship. It's over 12 meters high. It's very cool, very fun. We thought it was a very good attraction. You have to wait in line for about 20 or 30 minutes, one at a time, but it's very worthwhile. We end up having fun. So just what I'm telling you that you are watching in the videos, you have already seen that there's a lot to do. So there's not that idea of being there in a kind of boredom. I will be there for 5-6 days, will be a little bit boring, there will be nothing to do. No, there is something to do all the time. And here below in the description of the video, I know a lot of people will ask, I'll leave the link of the company we ended up booking our cruise with. We did a lot of research and found a very good company that had the best price. They have sensational service. It was the best place by far that we found to book our cruise. I'll leave here the link in the description along with all the other links that we used to organize our trip. There's the site that has the cheapest tickets to Disney and all the parks in Orlando. There is the travel insurance and car rental comparator that finds incredible prices comparing all companies. There's the cell phone chip for you to use your cell phone through your trip, paying very little. So I'll leave the link to all these services here below. Everything will be listed in the description of the video. These items help us a lot, and it's going to help you too. And back to the cruise. Now let's talk about a little bit about the children. It's a cruise adapted to 100% for children. We felt very comfortable, very well with Clarinha there. She was small, she was still less than 3 years old. Now she's 3 years old, but she was 2.5, so she enjoyed very much. There is an area there that's like an area with some babysitters, some caregivers that take care of the children up to 3 years old. We ended up leaving it just for an hour one day because it was a very nice place. She saw it, she wanted to go, and we ended up taking it to go to it quickly and came back. But we ended up not leaving much. But those who like it, those who have already left, who have this habit, you can leave it. They have all the structure. They take your phone, they put a little bracelet on your kids, there's a camera there filming, you can follow along, so it's sensational. And there's a part for teenagers there. It's the seniors club, which is very good. It's from there to 12 years old, and there are several guides, several monitors looking after the kids, having fun and doing things. And a very cool store that's also in the Magic Kingdom Park at Disney Springs in Orlando is the BIBBIDI BOBBIDI Boutique, which is that store where you can transform children, both girls and boys, into princesses or characters. You pay a fee and they do everything there with your child. You have to be from 3 to 12 years old. The most sold ones there are the princesses, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Sleeping Beauty in Elsa. It's the little packages that they sell as the character. They do everything. The girl and the boy sit on the chair in the salon and they do their hair, makeup, and costumes. I saw many of the boys dressed as pirates. They make a mega production. The boys come out dressed as pirates, so it's very cool. And another cool thing is that there are many Disney stores on the ship, just like the stores in Orlando. But for those who don't know, in Orlando, all the parks, the Disney hotels have Disney stores that have everything Disney. But it's a lot of things: clothes, toys, souvenirs, little gift shops, household stuff, everything, and there are many of them. So you have to control yourself a little bit because you are walking around very easily and everything. You keep seeing them and feel like buying everything, and yes, you can. So if you want to buy Disney stuff, there's the place. And in a general evaluation, one thing we thought was that it was very worthwhile. I know that sometimes looking at the price, it really seems expensive. We always thought so. We took so many years and years that we just went to Orlando and never did the cruise because the ship is really a little more expensive than the trip. But we ended up thinking that that experience was too worth it. Even if you have to stay a little less days in Orlando, sometimes it's worth it. You can use this amount of money to be able to take the cruise because the cruise is beautiful and this experience is very cool. For example, in the park, to have your picture taken with a princess, you have to stand in a long line and wait a long line. Clarinha saw it and it was less than a minute, and the princess speak quickly, take a picture, and that's it. There, every time you were walking around inside the ship, there was a character. There were only 5 or 10 people in line very quickly, and they paid a lot of attention. We took lots of pictures with Mickey, with Donald Duck, with all the characters from the gang, with Pluto, Goofy, the princesses. Clarinha was crazy about them because they paid so much attention to us. There was a princess tea party that we registered for free. It's a party they throw. There's a giant hall where several princesses are seated and they pass by the girls who are registered. Clarinha was one of them, and they go on passing by and talking, sitting down, telling stories, everything. So it's a really different experience. For those who like Disney, go there because it's worth it. Otherwise, you will regret it. And in this main hall before dinner, there was always a show with some singer singing songs that everybody knows worldwide, and then the characters dance together. It was a very nice thing to have this close contact with them. They really party with you, so we thought it was great. Our recommendation is that you go there as soon as you can because you won't regret it. And also, the one more charm that we found different from the others was the Disney Island, which was a very nice experience. Castaway Cay is a sensational island. It already has the structure. You don't even pay for the food because everything is already included in the ship's plan. It's the same restaurant right on the beach. You can play. It has all the structure for children, chairs, sun umbrellas. We thought it was the cherry of the cake, this private Disney island, especially the view of it. When we left the room and saw the island that we were going to go there and spend the day there, it was really amazing. And that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel because that that helps us a lot. If you have any questions, comment here and send it to me on Instagram and I'll help you, I'll answer you, no problem. And be sure to watch the video on how to save a lot in your trip to Orlando. It's a sensational video that we have carefully put together with a complete step-by-step guide for you to assemble your entire trip from beginning to the end with the main tips, the best and cheapest service, saving a lot on everything. Your trip will be much cheaper and with a very good quality. So I'll leave the video here along with the playlist that has all the other videos for you to watch and enjoy, guys. So thank you very much, and that's it. Have nice trip. See you next video.